really know. Do your thing. Welcome back to another YouTube video. If you're new here, I'm Debs, and chances are you probably are new here because this is like my second video ever, I think. But yeah, today I just thought I would do a little kind of like get ready with me, my everyday makeup routine. Like, I'm not a pro whatsoever, so forgive me. Nothing's amazing. I use basically just like drugstore. I don't know, we say pharmacy here, like just like stuff from like down in Boots. I'm like not a pro at all, don't use anything particularly fancy or expensive. So hope you enjoy. Yeah, I just thought I'd kind of like have a little chat with you so you guys can get to know me a bit more. I suppose tell you about myself, what I do, what I like. Here we go. I've already washed my face and cleansed it. I just use like the Garnier micellar. I always wonder if I say that right. Micellar water? Is it micellar? Is it Miss Keller? Is it? I don't know what it is, but anyway, I've already cleansed it, so I'm just going to do a bit of moisturizing. I might actually just clip back. So by the way, if I'm looking slightly over to this side, it's because my mirror's here, because there was not physically anywhere else to put it, so that's why. So I can actually do what I'm doing. Just gonna clip my hair back, which looks super cute. I always think without makeup, I kind of like immediately look like I'm about 12 years old. So I promise, like by the end of it, you won't think you're watching a 12-year-old anymore, but forgive me for now. So I use just the Olay, it's just called Olay Complete. It's just a day cream, got SPF 15. It's for sensitive skin. I kind of have sensitive skin, I say, but I mean nothing too crazy, but yeah. But anyway, so the last little while, I have been struggling with a little bit of hormonal acne just on my chin. In fairness, like for people I've seen who've had hormonal acne, it's really not that bad. But for me, I have like found that it's really kind of knocked my confidence a bit. But like it's alright though. It's getting better. I have cut out dairy in the last, I think it's about 6 weeks now it's been that I've not been eating dairy, and that does seem to have helped. Because actually the majority of it now on my chin is mainly scarring actually. So I'm kind of hoping that over time that's just gonna fade. But yeah, it's been a bit frustrating, but sure, it is what it is. So anyway, yeah, that stuff, that Olay stuff, it's kind of grand, but I wouldn't say it's anything that special. I'm actually gonna put a little bit on my neck too. But I'm kind of one of those people who like changes between things. And my skincare like routine is really not very good. Well, not that it's not good, like it's grand, like I clean my face and I moisturize, but like I don't use, like I think the whole like skincare industry is just, I find it kind of terrifying because there's so much on offer and you're like, am I supposed to just like literally buy every single item and try everything? Like I don't know how, like it scares me. I've been really tempted actually to get the, what's it called, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, because I've just heard like amazing things about it all the time, and so I have been really tempted actually to get that, but I haven't quite made the purchase as of yet. But yeah, I think about maybe I'll ask down to get me for my birthday. So then for my makeup, it's just the Bourjois. Oh, there we go. The Bourjois Healthy Mix. I've used this for quite a while now actually. I really like it. But unfortunately, Bourjois discontinued their stock in Ireland, which is very, very sad. But it is, yeah. So I'm actually probably will be looking for a different foundation. Saying that, I probably actually can get some online, maybe somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I'll look for a different one though. But it's really nice, light coverage, which I really like. I actually recently have been mixing it, which I probably should have done at the time, with this one here, which is the Bourjois City Radiance, because it's a little bit darker, because that's kind of like my winter color, which is the shade 50, even though they kind of change their colors with the different ones. But and this is the light beige, which is a little bit darker, so I'm actually just going to add that to it as well. Just add a little bit dark, and I think that one's like maybe slightly heavier, and also actually has SPF 30 in it, which is pretty cool. But anyway, so I suppose like for you who do not know me at all, I'm Debs. I'm actually, so Ruth's actually my middle name, not my last name, so I'm actually Debs Burke. Some people call me Deborah. The odd old person calls me Debbie, which I just hate with a passion. I hate when people call me Debbie, so I'm just not Debbie. Yeah, so I am 23 years old. I live in Ireland, in Wicklow, which is pretty wild. It's not really. Known as the Garden of Ireland. Yeah, so I've just done all of that now. Then down to my neck. So you can probably see it's actually like a really thin coverage, like it's really not very much, but it kind of just gives like a nice even tone, a bit of healthy glow. Okay, what's next? So I kind of mix between these two Revolution. I don't even know if you can see that, but anyway. So that's the Revolution matte base concealer, and then I kind of mix between that one and then the Revolution Conceal and Define. And they're both actually great. I quite like both of them. I don't know why, but I tend to use this one. It's like a stick, like kind of a stick foundation. I tend to use that one actually under my eyes. I don't really know why. I kind of just think it like blends in nicer or something. Under the eyes, and then the other ones I think maybe a little bit thicker, so it kind of covers the my spots and scarring. I do actually still, I have a little spot there that I've got the last day or two. Yeah, so I'm going to put it up my nose. Yeah, as you can tell, it can be further from a pro. Actually, I usually leave this usually for a while to like let it soak in a bit longer, just because I find it kind of dries a bit, and then like it's like nice and handy. Obviously, some of you at the moment are mainly probably people I know, so this is awkward telling all this stuff, but I probably will talk about Darren the odd time. If you hear Darren is my husband, and we got married 2 years ago. Actually, yeah, it was our 2nd year anniversary, like last week, which was pretty exciting, which is kind of mad, like I can't believe I'm 2 years married. So yes, I was married at 21. I remember like before when we were like trying to find like places to get married and stuff, and we'd go in and be like asking them questions and stuff, and they're like, but you're getting married, but like how old are you? Like you're way too young to get married. And I'm kind of like, I think like everyone should just get married when it like is best for them, you know? Because like I think some people are like, oh my gosh, you're too young, and then some people are like, oh, like you're 30 and you're not married yet, like, you know, there's that like, kind of like but yeah, get married when you want, just do your thing, you know, do your thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna blend in. So yeah, so that's who Darren is. Darren is my husband. Gosh, it's so much weirder like not doing your makeup, just like straight in there. But I went to college after school. I went to UCD. Sorry, not trainers for winners. But I went to UCD and I studied social science. Why am I dabbing so much? But I studied social science, which was college. I enjoyed my course, but okay, so I'm using, look, it's literally broken. How much of a stay is that? I think this is what is this meant to be? An Ultra Pro HD Powder Contour Light Medium. So this is the Revolution. I'll show you the back of it. So it's just a Revolution. It's just a compliment. It's kind of average. I don't really use that much powder because overall I have quite dry skin. So yeah, but I kind of use this shade here. Mostly because it's kind of like a yellower, and I have more of like a yellow undertone in my skin. Sorry, my hair is oh my gosh. And I usually just kind of put a little bit. I actually use this. Which is this? This is the Rebel Edge Broad, which I'm not really sure is meant for it. It's the what are they called? What are these brushes called? It's gone. It's gone on my head. I don't know. I don't remember. I usually kind of just put a little bit there on my chin, just to kind of lock in all that. A little bit usually under my eyes, and maybe a little bit there on my nose, because I sometimes get a little bit like oily, like each side of my nose. But again, yeah. Anyway, so with college, yeah, I didn't really like actually college. Well, I liked my actual course that I did. Like I liked learning like the stuff that I learned, if that makes sense. But the actual like college experience I really didn't enjoy, partially because I was commuting from quite far out into college each day, which kind of meant, and so I'm mostly using this one here, and just for some contour. So yeah, I was commuting from quite far out, so I kind of felt like then it kind of, I think partly that restricted me, because I suppose I didn't have like a base to make it like easier to like meet up with people and like socialize with people, which I think now looking back at it, like I think that made it much harder. But then I think also that was partially like my attitude to it, and like I don't think I'm probably like the best person when it comes to like new people. I kind of like get shy. I can sometimes put it on, but I think I find it quite hard for quite a while to be like completely myself in front of people. Like even people I've known for quite a while, I sometimes am not myself with for like literally ages until I feel like completely comfortable. Which it's actually one of the things I really don't like about myself. Because I actually, well, actually found it pretty funny like once you get to know me a bit more. And but I think I kind of just like wish I didn't like switch on that like barrier when I like met people first. And so I think that was part of my problem with college. I kind of had that issue with just not, I suppose, put myself out there when it came to meeting people. I think it was partly in fairness. So I did social science and my course was huge. Like it was so big. Like I was in those, like anyone who's been to UCD, like I was in those huge humongous lectures with like 500 people or something. And so one day you'd meet someone and you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, like I made a friend, like this is amazing. Gosh, this one's so annoying. I'm just starting on. And I get so excited and I'm like, I have a friend, this is amazing. And then I literally never see the person again. And it was actually like so frustrating and just like discouraging. These clips are not working for me. So any of you probably who have been to UCD, you probably understand it, but maybe you were just better put yourself out there. That was my kind of experience with college. So like overall I actually didn't particularly enjoy it. Sometimes I actually use this the kind of contour bronzer one on like my eyelids as well, just because I kind of liked it. They kind of deepen them, if that makes sense, so without like feeling up those down. Hey on. I think I quite like the brush of it mainly. Probably is it kind of like just gives like a real general brush over and kind of darkens it a bit without like feeling like I put on those eyeshadow. I don't know. But I enjoyed my course actually itself, and I've gone actually into social care. Sorry, so I'm using now this. It's so dirty. Which actually my lovely mother-in-law and sister-in-law gave me. Was it for Christmas or my birthday? I think it was my birthday one year. And I just love it. You can probably see I'm using this color here, which you can kind of see is like super. It's called Forza. Yeah, it's a great palette. I use the Forza really often. And one thing I actually love to do, which I don't actually see lots of people do, which I kind of find surprising, is I put like underneath my eyes. It's the color that it is, like the browny kind of goldy coppery color, like really makes my blue eyes kind of pop more, which I really really like. I'm sure there's colors for different eyes that make colors pop. I don't really know. So yeah, I usually just put a little bit of that on, kind of depending on like how I'm feeling on the day. Depends on kind of how much I use. So then I use this tiny little, what's it called? It's called a fine liner brush. It's just another one of that brand that I can't remember the name of. It's just gone. And then I use the color Hickory. Why is it so dark? It's just a really dark brown. Because again, they say, from what I've read, they say that Hickory is not Hickory. Brown is a better color for blue eyes. So this part I'm kind of not very good at doing from far away, so I might like look really weird at an angle, but so I kind of just do. Let me do it and I'll show you what I do. I kind of just like do like a little wing. I don't know if you can see that. Like just like a little wing just with the shadow. And it's like just on the edge. I don't even do the whole waterline. It's not a waterline, whatever. The whole lash line. I literally just do the edge. Because I feel like, I don't know if it's just the shape of my eyes, but I just feel like it really like just kind of pulls my eyes out of it and kind of makes them look elementy. I realize I really need to have a mirror closer to do my makeup. But anyway. And I usually get these super uneven. And they're just all over the place. But hey, you know what? Why not? Gosh, like that one is so much lower than that one. But anyway, and that one look way straighter. But hey ho, let's go. That's grand anyway. I usually just do that. It's kind of, sometimes I don't. I kind of, but I most days I would do that though. I just kind of like how it makes my like eyes kind of. Ooh, what are they talking about? Oh yeah, it's from my college. Oh yeah, no, I was talking about what I do. I work with people with intellectual and physical disabilities, so it's like residential care. So they like live in a home, like a house, like it's just like a normal house, like your eyes. And there's they live there all together, like housemates. like anyone would live as a housemate, you know. And I basically go in and I help them out with life. The aim of like my job is to encourage them to do as much as they can themselves, but I suppose to help them out with the areas that they can't. That's kind of what it is. I suppose like I really enjoy it. I think it's one of the most rewarding jobs that you could get yourself into. Like I think it is only maybe made for like certain kinds of people. Like I don't think everyone could do it, which maybe just makes me like, I'm not going to do my job because I'm so amazing. But you know what I mean? I think it's like made for certain personalities for sure. But no, like I've learned so much from like the incredible residents I work with. Like they are absolutely amazing. But anyway, so I've just curled. Oh gosh, look at all the stuff that came on it. I've just curled my lashes. I actually don't know where this one's from. It's just a curler. I think it might have been from. I have a Superdrug near me. I probably just got in there. Oh, I just remembered the name. Real Techniques. The Real Techniques brushes. This could be a Real Techniques curler too. I actually am not sure. So that's what I do. So I suppose like it was kind of a funny story how why I decided to start this YouTube channel. I actually been thinking about doing it for a really, really long time. But I kind of kept being like, Debs, that's so stupid. Like, who's going to want to watch your videos? Like, people are going to laugh at you. And in fairness, people actually already have laughed at me for it. And I kind of was just like, you know what? Maybe the other way around. You know? Like, I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it. Like, I like ways to, like, express myself, be creative. And this is, like, one way I can do that. And I actually just think that's amazing. And I love it. And I'm really interested in like fashion and design and like makeup. Obviously makeup is kind of like maybe on like towards the bottom of it, partially because I'm not particularly amazing at makeup, and I actually don't think I really suit like makeup if that makes sense. Like when I do my makeup like really like for like an event and I put lashes on and everything, I actually literally think I'm like, Debs, you literally look worse like that. Like I like a bit of makeup, but yeah, so makeup's not as much, but love fashion, love design, like I love interior design, like. So anyway, so sorry, I'm going to put on my mascara, which I've used this one for a while actually, but it's going to be black, so it's going to be really hard to see. It's the Masterpiece. Come on, yeah, maybe you can see that. It's maybe too dark there. It's called, anyway, it's the Max Factor Masterpiece Max, which is high volume and definition mascara. I'm probably running out. I actually usually use the black brown color because again, I don't know if it's true, part of me thinks it's true, part of me thinks it's not, and that the brown like kind of helps with the blue eye kind of pop thing. Don't mind my mascara putting on faces. There's one thing actually I'm quite lucky about is my eyelashes are really, really blonde, but they actually are quite long naturally, which, you know, is one of God's many blessings. The one thing I was blessed with was long lashes, which is saying that, like, there's many people who are like, your lashes are not that long. Like, mine are like 3 meters. And every single boy that you see has longer lashes. Isn't that just so unfair? But anyway, I think I've literally left this out so long it's all like dry now. But anyway. So yeah, I just put on a little bit of that. I would not wear lashes, like fake lashes, regularly at all. I do sometimes get like my lashes done like, what are they called? Like extension? What would you call that? Like when you like get your lashes done like professionally. Like fake lashes, but like fake. Sometimes I get them done, which I do quite like having, mainly when I go like on holidays. I would get that done, because like it's super handy. Like I always feel like a bald child, like if I don't have like mascara on. Like if there was like one thing, like one makeup that I had to have, it would be mascara, always. Like I swear by mascara. Like I love mascara. Partially because I feel like it changes my face. Like it literally brings me from like 12-year-old boy to like maybe like 17-year-old girl. Even though I'm 23, I know I look really young, but you're all like, no, you look like a 30-year-old woman. You look old. I have a bit of a baby face. I've been told. Maybe you're like, no, you don't. You literally look old, but pretty act old maybe. And then I usually put, again, I'm not very good at recording this stuff. Alright, let me bring this mirror closer so I have such like a mascara face. I'm like, oh no, got a big clump. Yeah. Oh, Debs, you're failing. I bet you get this. You know, you get that like big clump at the bottom, and it just like is like pretty big and black because like that's obviously never the aim of the bottom one. I think we've sorted it out. Okay. Gosh, I'm looking very sweaty. Open the window. Okay, so we're getting there. Next thing I usually do then would be my brows. At the moment I've been using the Mua, which is super cheap by the way. I think it's about €3 in Superdrug, which is just madness. I used to use, oh, what was it? I think it was the Max Factor one. Which again, I really like the Define, like the micro one. Oh, that's not the right end. Which is literally just like this teeny little, just a really skinny little. And just a really skinny thing, which I just find really handy to like define them like really naturally, because it's kind of like you're drawing in like little hairs. But yeah, I used to use, I think it was the Max Factor one. It was really like the really similar style. It had like the brush on one end and then like the little twisty pencil on the other. It was like €12, and I kind of got to a point. Well, it wasn't actually intentionally that I ended up doing this. The other one was starting to kind of just get a bit like, I don't know, you know when something just starts to like not work as well, even though it probably is actually working exactly the same, but you just kind of feel like it's not working as well. But yeah, so kind of started to do that, and so I started to use this one, which is the newer one. So I kind of just, yeah, not a very good thing to be trying to do. Kind of just like a few cheeky lines. I don't have particularly dark eyebrows. Like they're quite fair, but I do dye them. Oh, what's the one called? With the, I don't remember the name. I will go and find it. Yeah, I kind of just draw on a few lines. Like there's not really much technique to it. I kind of like them looking quite natural. I just kind of fill in any gaps that I have this way, I suppose. Gosh, I'm very sweaty. And to be honest, there are many times that I do it so badly and I have to like redo them. And they're just a pain in the arse at times, to be honest. But yeah, let me just brush that through. Yeah, that's alright. Oh yeah, that's good. So then recently I actually got this, which is a 24-hour brow setter from Benefit, which is probably like the most expensive piece of makeup I've probably ever spent on anything. But I actually do really like it. It's actually nearly done, which is really sad, but I do really like it. It really holds brows in place really well. So they say you do like the short side, like the long side and the short side or something, but I kind of just, at the moment I'm like so low on it, so I'm just trying to get anything I can onto them. But yeah. But it just holds them in place really nicely. To be honest, I'm sure there are actually way cheaper ones that probably do it just as well. For a while I used hairspray just with like a little spoolie, which actually did work really well. But I found sometimes it kind of clumped a bit, and kind of got a bit like dry and bitty, if that makes sense. But I think overall, like for a way cheaper option, it works really well just with hairspray. So a lot of the time when I do that, I find that I kind of like brush out a little bit of it. By mistake, I like a little bit of the pencil, so I kind of like to fill in anywhere that I push it out of here. As you can see, like they're just not perfect at all, but I think I just like them looking a bit fuller and more natural. What do I do next? So that's kind of the majority of just my everyday. I'm not a big lipstick wearer, even though I probably should be because I have like the tiniest lips in the universe. Oh yeah, I do would sometimes put on this, so it's I have just a little cotton pad in it because it holds it in place. That's the Face Studio Chrome Effect by Maybelline, which is actually such a great highlighter. I use the Diamond Glow color. There are a few different colors that they have. They have kind of like a pinker one and actually this one looks kind of pink. I'm not sure. They have a few, I think they have 3 colors. One's like a bit darker, one's bronzier. I don't really have like an official like highlight brush, which I probably should, but I use the setting brush, which I think works pretty well for it, to be honest. And I kind of just do like a little bit of a dust, and then just kind of put it on the cheek like so. I always find like I don't usually put it really anywhere else. I don't feel like it always complements my like shaping or something, which is probably just like my own little made up. I kind of just do a bit of that. I sometimes then go back in actually with the blank canvas palette, and I just use this color here on the corner, which is called Lily. And it's just like a really like light kind of, it's kind of a dusty pink actually, but it's got a little bit of a sparkle in it, but not too much of one. And I usually put like just a little bit just around the corners of my eyes there. I find that highlighter doesn't really suit the corners of my eyes. It almost makes me, like I've actually been asked before when I've done it, I think it was by my mom. She was like, "Are you really tired? Like, are you okay?" Like, and I was just like, "No, Mom, why?" She's like, "We have this like this whiteness. It just looks like you look really sick." And I was just like, "Oh great, well that's clearly not good." So I use more of like kind of a muted white now, and I actually do find it looks a little bit better. Just I don't know if it's just with my eyes or however they work. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah. So that's kind of it. Oh, actually, let me get some lip balm. I did not have any here. Let me go get some. Okay, so most days I actually wouldn't really wear lipstick. It's just not. I don't know if it's just it just doesn't go with me. I don't know why. It's not my fave. So usually I would actually go back in with maybe a little cotton pad and a little bit of my Garnier micellar water, which is really finished. And I just clean off my lips because I find they get quite a lot of like foundation on them, which I just hate how that looks. And I just clean them all off. Get them all off there, yeah. And then like I'm not very good with like my lip care or whatever. I've been just using this Carmex, just the cherry one, which has got SPF 15 in it, in fairness, so like that's also great. But just put a little bit of that on. I get quite dry lips, which is partially because I'm not great at drinking water. I do need to get better at, but you know what? One thing at a time, you know? But I have been trying. We got one of those Brita filters because our water tastes disgusting. Like it literally tastes like metal, like when it's coming out of the tap, which is kind of concerning. But we got a Brita filter, which now I use, and it actually makes such a difference. Like I actually don't mind drinking water now. Like I mean, it's still something, but yeah, I just kind of lather them up. I do sometimes use Vaseline, but I know that there's a bit of controversy about Vaseline sometimes, so I shouldn't say that. But yeah, so this is kind of like my finished look. It's super like, I don't know, I'd say it's fairly, let me come a bit closer. It's fairly natural. Like it kind of covers up most of my like kind of imperfections, I suppose you'd say, on my chin. But like it's fairly, I don't know, I think it's fairly natural. Fairly natural. Yeah, so this would be kind of the thing I do most days. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. I realized it took a really long time to do it this time because I was talking so much. But usually it takes me, like I can do it in 5 minutes, but it usually takes me about 15. Partially because, you know, you're like messing and then you're on your phone and then you're watching something and then Darren comes in and he's all like, "What's taking you so long?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just, you know." I hope this was good just to like kind of get to know me a bit. I realized I actually probably didn't talk about myself that much, but I suppose I just want to let you guys know, like, this is kind of the stuff I want to do on this channel. Like, I'm really into shopping way too much. I love like home design and clothes and fashion and beauty and all that stuff, and I suppose this is partly like my journey through it, and like these videos are going to kind of just like take you through that and like what I'm learning about like makeup and all that stuff, because like I used to watch these videos when I was younger, like even like yesterday. Like I watch these videos all the time and I absolutely love them, and I love like just seeing other people's experiences and like what they like, what they use, like what they don't like, what they don't use. If there's any questions or any like videos you'd really like to see, and please just like leave a comment down below. And I would obviously love you to subscribe, because I mean I'm a new YouTuber, so I need my subscribers. So I'd love if you could subscribe, and then you can see more content like this, or fashion, design, all those kind of things. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon.